All right. Go, go, go on an adventure. Thingamajigger's up and away.
Super Fast Tortoise in the show, drinking coffee, wishing you all well, because life is swell. Super Fast Tortoise. Start the morning with coffee in your cup. Time to hang out with friends and chat it up. Bring a smile and good luck. Hit that like button and let's chat it up. Good times start with us, you and me.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, welcome to the morning coffee show. Let's talk from in the shell and share good vibes and good times. Friends and trends have been the senses. Let's get up, it's senseless. Welcome to the morning coffee show, where we bring good vibes and good times. Welcome to the morning coffee show with Super Fast Tortoise. Welcome to the morning coffee show, where we have the flow.
Everybody.
Good morning. Nobody can do that quite as good as Hillbilly, though.
That's right.
Good morning, everybody.
Nice. Ooh, it is Monday. My brain is trying to trick me to make it think it's not Monday, but it is Monday, everybody. Ooh, and look, we dragged into Balt. We beat him with a stick and said, "You're going to be on the show today."
Or else.
That's right.
Yeah. Well, I did tell him if he wasn't going to be here, I was going to haunt him in his dreams.
Well,
Don't threaten me with a good time.
I was about to say the joke's on you. He already dreams of you. you know those nightmares of Millen.
Exactly. We talked about you way too much during that episode. What the heck?
I noticed. Oh, that was funny. So, for those out there who don't know, Tabal accidentally premiered his own video. So it was playing live.
Tell them that.
It was playing live with chat live, like where you can because when you premiere videos, so you guys can watch the video together and he can chat with you in the chat area. He didn't know he did that, so here I am chatting by myself for this whole video. Then Lone Wolf jumps in later.
Luckily, Lone Wolf joined in there, I guess.
Right.
Well, I won't make that mistake again. I will do another one, and I will do a premiere, and I will be there to host it.
That's right.
Yeah,
it's fun. But I was watching the video, the deck tech of Mothman with him and Hillbilly, with the bot and Hillbilly, and man, I could see all the revenge going through Hillbilly's face talking about it. He's like,
talking about why every single one of those cards was in there to kill you.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice.
So if you guys haven't checked it out, Tabalt's link is in the description below. Go find that video, watch it, have a good time.
Yeah, I still only uploaded that video to my YouTube. I don't know how to do it.
Oh, I think you should just be able to accept a collaboration. That should have either sent an email or it should have sent you a link just for you to accept, I think, and then it automatically appears. I believe. I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know either. Never done it.
So
we'll figure it out.
Three of us, because I know nothing about the collaboration thing on YouTube. I use StreamYard, everybody. Not sponsored, but could be. Think about it. But anyways, so we had a fun weekend. How about you guys?
I had a pretty good weekend.
A hectic weekend. I had a good weekend. The New Year's has come and gone at this point, but I have a niece that's graduating nursing school, so it's been a little hectic trying to get that organized and keep it going.
All right, so a quick update on some things, well, mainly for Hillbilly. I'm waiting for this website to take down this banner saying they're accepting work, basically. They're backfilled with a lot of Christmas items, apparently, Christmas suggestions for this custom tokens, because I want to get Hillbilly some tokens.
Sweet.
But some exciting off-the-wall news. The wife and I went grocery shopping, and I don't know. For those who don't know, I'm collecting music in my older ages, and I found some classic vintage System of a Down.
Oh, good album.
Some classic Green Day.
Also, did you get those for me? What the heck?
Well, thinking of you, I even found a classic one I wasn't expecting to find.
Oh, nice.
The Evanescence. Yeah, the
Very
price tag on
nice.
there. But the most exciting part is my wife was looking at phones, and we do the straight talk phones. You know, those are the ones where you pay straight out, like you pay for the phone and everything, and then you pay for the monthly service. And she was looking at the next upgrade, which was a A16, and this lady comes up and says, you know, for new and existing customers, there's a deal where you get the phone for free as long as you activate it in store. And she's like, it's $55 to just activate it, so don't half price. So the wife's like, you know, I'm going to try that. We'll find out that we get in the phone activation because we've been members of Straight Talk for years. Our phones cost us $7 a piece.
Wow, sweet.
Right? So we upgraded a little to the next model.
Cool.
I thought that was awesome. That's my exciting weekend. It's like Merry Christmas a little later.
Yeah. So what did you do with the old phones? Do you have to turn them in, or do you still have them?
We still have them.
Okay, so like you have a camera, you have an extra camera now that you can set around and film with.
But if I want to, yes.
Nice.
But if I remember correctly, these cameras on these new phones are a little bit better. Yeah, Coach's Magic. Hello. Yeah. My brain's trying to catch up now. But yeah, that was exciting stuff. But yeah, we did a lot of grocery shopping and all that fun jazz. Like I said, I'm waiting for this website to say I can submit an order in for these tokens for Hillbilly, because I need to get some hillbilly tokens so you can give them away.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. So besides me having a blast over here, how are you guys doing?
Doing pretty good.
Doing good also. Like I said, been busy with this planning of a party, but I am looking forward to this next year, this new year, and playing some more Magic. It's been a while now. It's been too long. So I feel like 2026 is the year that either you adapt or you die a lot.
Well, check it out. This week, there should be some games going on that if you want to jump on, you should be able to play. I mean, Hillbilly usually does a game on Tuesdays, right? When his arm's forgiven, and we play on Thursdays and Fridays, and sometimes Wednesdays. I'm trying to figure out if Wednesdays is good, because really, there's a video game I was playing that kicked my butt over and over, and I'm like, should I just do Commander on Wednesday? Even though
you got kicked by 3 different people,
right? Even though on my tokens, it says Video Game Wednesdays. But yeah, hey, Lone Wolf, what's up?
Hey, there he is.
Lone Wolf. Hope you get feeling better soon, Lone Wolf.
Look at better. So yeah, Lone Wolf can't be on because he's not feeling good. Spider Cat down.
Spider Cat.
Yeah.
No cat can.
There you go. But anyways, and Rayman can't be here because obligations got him busy. But he was excited to tell me he got a new camera for a show on his channel.
Cool.
So because I guess the focusing just went crazy on his last camera. I'm like, oh. And I'm like, well, hope everything goes well with that. And definitely can't wait to see him. But my friends, I know it's Monday, and I just kind of like if I knew the turnout today was going to be the way it was, I probably would have just done a chat and chill day. But I went full force with this. So we need to get to the first segment of the day, which is
Card of the Day.
Oops. Yeah. I clicked on it, but it didn't highlight.
I thought I could sneak a cup without anybody seeing it.
Well, it's a coffee show. It's okay if people see it.
That's true. That's true.
So the card of the day was submitted to us by TCG Dude. He wanted the Sworn House of Markov. Sworn House of Markov is legitimately a real card. Like when I first saw it, I'm like, this doesn't seem real. Sworn House of Markov. And so the next card side is called Sworn Ravenous Neonate. So I double checked it, Googled it to make sure it was a real card. I'm like, well, that's a real name for Sworn. He's a neonate. Because usually neonates on the common cards of vampires, not the mythics and planeswalkers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Must be an earlier incarnation of him.
Yeah, because he ain't a vampire.
Mm-hmm. Well, because it's a story about how he transformed from a human to a vampire. And that's probably why he's a neonate. He wasn't a lord yet.
Right.
Mm-hmm. So Soren Hasselmarkov costs a generic and a black. It's a legendary creature, human noble. It has lifelink and extort. I hate when they don't put the rules text there, but basically extort says when you cast a spell, you may pay a white or black, and if you do, a target opponent loses a life, you gain a life. Then he says at the beginning of your post-combat main phase, if you gain 3 or more life this turn, exile Soren Markov, then return him to the battlefield transformed under his owner's control. So you can see the flavor is he drains you of life, like your blood source, and he transforms into a vampire, which is kind of ironic, but it's in flavor. Then he turns to Sorenus Ravenous Neonate, and with the crazy artwork, it's kind of hard to read that name. He's a legendary planeswalker Soren. He has extort. It says create a food token for +2. Egg once or Ravenous Neonate deals damage equal to the amount of life you gain this turn to any target. Then he has -6. It says gain control of target creature. It becomes a vampire in addition to the other types. Put a lifelink counter on it if you control a white permanent other than that creature or Soren.
Cool.
Interesting.
It's a very flavorful card. I could see Hillbilly running this in his deck and going crazy with it. It's pretty nuts, pretty solid.
Oh yeah, I like it.
Oh yeah. It's from Modern Horizons 3. Like I didn't forgot this card even existed. That I forgot it existed. I had to double check it.
Very cool artwork.
Oh my lord. Hold on. Yeah. There you go. People in their comments. But yeah, what do you guys think about the card?
I like it.
Yeah. That's pretty cool. It's like what do you like about it, Billy?
I mean, it's an interesting look on Zoran, and it reveals how. I mean, not. It reveals when he became a vampire, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
Are we there?
It looks pretty interesting card.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting. Yeah. And it is pretty interesting. It's very low costed, so it could be come out early game. It can help synergies of life gain. Like your commander deck, your Soul Markov deck could probably run this card and do well with it.
Oh yeah,
You know,
definitely.
so especially do black and white cards, well, meaning the -6 would be useful in your deck, especially since your deck was made with the black-white vampire deck. There's a lot of chances you'll have white creatures out and pull some power.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and how you doing over there, Tabal? Yeah, he's thumbs up. All right, but with that, let's get to the picture of the day. The picture of the day is when the math of critical thinking becomes more than a simple card game and all the equations become gibberish. I'm about to spell gibberish right. Hopefully I spell everything right. But so I AI generated this picture. I don't know if any of the equations on there are actual equations or not. I'm not a mathematician, and those look really crazy. But sometimes when you play a game of Commander and some Magic, sometimes the blocking, the interactions get so complicated that you're trying to figure out the stack. It becomes a large math problem, and you're trying to figure out everything.
I like their backwards card that they're holding.
Right.
They're showing them off to each other.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a game like that called Hanabi. It's fun to play. It's like a fireworks game. The point of the game is you're trying to build a fireworks display. Like you're holding cards backwards and you don't know the cards in your hands. And the same with everybody else at the table. And you're trying to work together to build a fireworks display. And they can't tell you directly what a card is, but they can give you like subtle hints and stuff. So you guys have to try to put a fireworks display up with these cards. Yeah.
What's the name of it?
Interesting.
Hanabi.
Huh.
Nabi. Never heard of it. That sounds interesting. Like an interesting game.
It is. It's like you're not supposed to know the cards in your hands, but you can see your opponent's cards or your friend's cards, your other players' cards, and you're trying to collaborate. And it's colored and number based, so you're trying to get like this this mana curve, if I can call it, of cards right, trying to scale 1 through 10 without confusing. Like you can say this card is blue, or and you're only allowed to give 1 hit per turn. You can be like, this card is blue, or you can say this is a 1, you know. And you can give other hints about the card, but those are the 2 basics you want. It's the color of the number. And but like the thing is you have to remember that for once your turn, because your turn base is either tell them a clue or play a card.
I wouldn't be no good at that game. So
As soon as you said memory, I'm like, I'm out.
Really?
Right. Well, it's pretty easy with 2 players. The game's pretty easy and fun, but the more players you add to the game, the crazier it gets. Like, how do I remember that? Because you can sort the cards in your hand. Like, someone tells you 1's a 1, you can move it to a spot to remember where the card is. Trick is remembering that card.
Right. I gotcha.
Yeah. But all right. But with that, my friends, we're going to move on to the question of the day. The question today is brought to us by TCG Dude. Let's see what he has to ask.
Hey y'all, TCG Dude here. My question for the day is, what set are you most excited for 2026?
So he asked this question. I'm like, are you serious? You just want to hear me repeat myself over and over again.
Really?
I mean, for some people it's Lorwyn, some people it's not Edge of Eternities, but the Reality Fracture. Some people it's Marvel, you know, all the fun jazz. Some people it's going to be Star Trek. But obviously for Super Fast Tortoise, who keeps talking about it, is excited for the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle set.
Is this a good time to ask about your T-shirt?
No, the T-shirt. The old man turtle with a walker. Yeah.
I can't answer this because I'm anxious for all the sets because they all are just the names of them are very enticing to me.
Well, I think that's the point of this year. They're trying to entice you. They're Wizard of the Coast is like, how much money can we pull from Hibbley's wallet?
Exactly.
All of it. Well, it's going to be Lorwyn for me, of course, just because I enjoy the lore, if you will, of it. Glad to see an in-universe set. And I want to say, wasn't Lorwyn where my first and favorite, one of my favorites, was printed, the Reaper King?
Ooh.
Yeah, one of my favorite decks. So favorite that I have 2 of them, as a matter of fact.
Well, I'm going to keep an eye out on Lorwyn because they might have turtles in there. Hey, have a Lorwyn spoilers dropped yet? I do not know. That will not be this episode.
They won't start dropping until after the Wizards does their little show on I think Twitch and YouTube. I think they dual stream that. And once they start dual streaming that's when they will
drop the spoilers.
That's when the spoilers will start.
So, yeah. All right. But yeah, there's gonna be a lot of spoilers. But like I said, with Lorwyn, I'm gonna keep an eye out because maybe they'll do a turtle tribe in this one. Who knows? Because like with the turtles coming up, they might put turtle support in there. It might be good. It might be fun. But like I remember playing old Lorwyn. It's probably the ones that I bought most booster boxes from. I mean, they were a good deal. They were $85 a box. So I was like,
exactly.
Payday would come around. Whoop, buy one.
Who knew those were the cheap boxes, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And so we had fun back then. But like now, like I will be interested in the set. But like, is it going to be a standard set? Because it's going to be a very thematic typal tribal set. You know, there's going to be cards that are good outside of tribes. But Lorwyn, last time we knew, was a very tribal heavy set. It cared about elves, giants. It cared about goblins and merfolk and stuff like that. So I do not know if it's going to be the same structure or not. So I keep an eye on it because it's a close second to being one of the sets I'm anticipating for. And the third one would be reality fraction. Like this, other than Ninja Turtles, this year I'm most excited about the Inter-Universe set.
Right.
Yeah. So that's what's coming up.
It's supposed to start at 12 o'clock Central Standard Time, Bob. I just looked it up.
All right.
Nice.
All right. So let's get into the topic of the day. Woo! Let's go. 20 minutes in. Deck memory is a real thing. Remembering everything in your commander deck may be impossible, but through having a deck list and through playtesting, what seems like unlimited possibilities and complete random chaos becomes more of a semi-predictable game. The more a person makes and builds consistency into their decks and pays attention to the mana curve and draws power in a deck, the more control you have over the randomness. And you have to start noticing the repetitive nature of your deck. It acts like a well-defined calculation that showcases a repeating pattern as a solution, and that solution is consistency through cards that do similar things with the same or near same mana cost. Things that trigger these actions are things like mana ramp, card draw, and tutoring, and top decking, like top deck control. But anyways, yeah, so that's kind of the thing. So, I'm going to ask you guys a weird question. I want to see if you can answer this correctly. There's actually a correct answer.
Uh-oh.
Right? But can you explain to me how you make a PB&J the real way?
Okay. Well, there's several different ways to do that, to be honest.
Like just the basic PB&J, not several ways to do it. You know, this is the one with bread, jam, and peanut butter. Like, do you know? Like, can you explain to me how to make that?
Put peanut butter on one slice of bread, jam on the other slice of bread, put them together. There you go.
See, but that's the wrong answer. So how about you, Tabal?
I won't fall into this trap because I know what's coming or have a feeling what's coming. I'm gonna say that that I could describe it, but chances are I would leave steps out and I would leave things behind because, you know, first of all, you have to get your bread. Then you have to actually open up the bag that it's in, take it out, and prepare that, whether you put it on a plate or something else. And then you have to make sure that you have peanut butter, make sure to take the lid off, make sure you have a knife or something to spread it. There's a lot of steps to it, and I think we tend to shortcut those things.
Right. See, you're on the right track and the right way of thinking. Because, yes, that happens. Like, the way the making a PB&J, as simple as it is a lot more complicated process when you think of it as like a programmer, right? Like, because you have to explain the kitchen, where the kitchen is. You have to pull out the drawer where the butter knife is. You have to open the drawer or the cabinet where the peanut butter is. You have to open the fridge and pull out the jelly. You got to set them all up, and you got to do actions at one time. You got to talk about it step by step. Right? And the reason why I asked that is because, like Magic, when you deck build, it's the same thing. Like, you got to pull out the card, you got to read the card, understand the card, and go for it and shortcut it. Well, you end up shortcutting it because I got a graphic for today, which if you haven't seen in Discord, my friends, I spoiled this last week. But the graphic is here. Boom. Card analysis thought process. Now, you don't have to read this all, but it's in Discord if you want to read it. But this is the whole thought process. I put in my best effort to put in the thought process of cards you put in your deck. Like card effect. Does the card target one thing? Does the card affect all sides of the board? Does the card push my strategy? Does the card stop an effect or spell? So on and so forth. And you can see the same goes for, does it affect my game? Does it progress my game plan? Game actions, mana cost, mana resource management, all that stuff that's listed. These are things that go into building a deck. But what happens is we get good at building a deck that we end up simplifying the process. Like, you look at a card, you read a card, and like, I'm going to put this in the deck. But the thing is, your brain goes through all these thought processes, like theme and synergy says, does this card play as my core mechanic theme? That's one of the things you automatically think about, but your brain shortcuts it. You know if it does or not. It says, does the card benefit only me and my theme? or does it like affect my enemies? You know, you think about that, then you put that in your deck. But what the problem is, well, it's not a problem. But the thing is, your brain shortcuts it and you automatically do it. So what we do is we get the practice into building decks and stuff like that. We start building shortcuts in our memory. And does that make sense to you guys?
Yeah.
Absolutely. I was going to say the thing for new players would be maybe looking at this and maybe see it as overwhelming. But if you get in a habit of doing this, you don't have to maybe ask every single one of these questions every single time. Mm-hmm. Just pick one or two that make sense to start with, and you build out from there. And then, like you said, pretty soon you'll find yourself shortcutting the process by recognizing those things. You'll build in, like you said, kind of program your brain to look for those things and just kind of start building out from there.
Right. And like everything highlighted or bold in the on the left here where it tells you card effect and all that stuff, those are the things you think of naturally. Everything else that spreads off of it on the lines that are not bold, those words, those are kind of questions you just commonly ask yourself when you think, oh, card effect, what does the card do? And your brain's like puts together all that information and slams it into your thought process in seconds. Like in seconds, you look at a card and your brain goes through those questions like nothing.
This is where I would argue, though, it's also important to talk to other people, discuss and research more because we do have a tendency to shortcut things. Sometimes we can develop blind spots.
That's true. And blind spots are things that you notice when you play test a deck. Sometimes you find a card, you're like, this card looks like it'll be good, but in game you pull it, you're like, you never find a time to play it. You're like,
this you might be disappointed when you see that in your hand.
Right.
Yeah.
But the point right now is deck memory works off the same idea as when you build a deck and you get used to asking all these questions. Well, so deck memory is this thing where people believe in chaos, right? And they might not believe in chaos, let's say, the way Tibalt would believe in chaos, right?
They wouldn't get it tattooed on their arm,
right? But like I'm talking about chaos in the fact that people treat commander decks as completely random, right? You got 99 cards, what's the chance you're going to pull off one or two, right?
Right.
You know, and that's true. And there's some games you only see like a third of your deck, right? In some games you see less, and some games you see more. But the thing is 99 cards, people tend to think that you're going to see less cards in a deck because a big selection of cards. And even though like 25 to 30% of those cards are lands, but you still don't know what lands you're going to get. And one thing we do to mitigate this in this game theory thought process is you install cards in your deck. Like I've listed right here. Like things that trigger these actions of deck memory is like mana ramp, card draw, and tutoring that all cost the same kind of mana value you're trying to push for that. And that is a way of thinking about it. It's like when you're building a commander deck and say you're running a lot of mana rocks, usually you try to keep those mana rocks within a converted mana cost of 2 or less. In general. Not saying it's all the time, because sometimes you put a 3 mana cost in there. But in general, you try to keep 2 mana rocks in your deck. You know, Arcane Signet, the Talismans, and other things like it, like the Compass card. I can't think of the full name of. You know, yeah, but like the reason why it's important to think about those things is because like when you're playing a game and you have like 7 of them in your deck, you know, and you have this feeling you got to draw one each game in your opening hand. That means turn 1 you play a land, turn 2 you play this mana ramp. It seems consistent when you can do that every turn, you know. And what happens with this particular mode of thinking is when you do that a lot with consistency, like putting in more ramp, more draw, you're like, oh, like when I built my Chilean deck. Like in theory, doesn't happen all the time, but in theory, I should be drawing an additional card by turn 2, right? In other decks, I guarantee ramp more cards than turn 2, you know. And so the consistency, putting all these things in your deck, kind of mitigate the thought process of how random it's going to be when you're drawing cards, trying to mitigate the randomness, because sometimes pumping cards in your hand or tutoring for specific cards gets rid of that randomness. And this is one of those subjects that you can go either two ways with it. You can go one, you can be like, I'm a casual player, but I'm looking for that consistency, or you can be that evil, twisted CDH player that's like going hardcore on the tutoring and stuff and make sure every turn is about the same. I know.
And I think it's one of those things. We started out talking about this at the beginning of the show, or at least I had mentioned to the fact that, like, I feel like with the bracket systems and just the way power creep and everything else, I feel like it's necessary even for the casual commander to level up their game, because otherwise they're going to get left behind. The way they're printing cards and the speed at which things are happening, it's going to be very easy to fall behind if you don't step things up.
Right.
I have another way that I'm trying to describe at this point. I haven't got it all written out and worked out and stuff, but another way I'm doing this, I'm combining two different theories here, that of like a computer network and the 6 degrees of separation idea.
Right.
And so I'm looking at the cards and building around hubs, and whether that hub be ramp or card draw or whatever, there's going to be X number, we'll say maybe 5 to 6 different nodes that all these cards are going to build to. And you want to get as quickly as you can from playing a land card to getting your node in place to being able to consistently play the rest of the game. I don't know if any of that makes sense, but
it makes sense. I'm about to throw in another fact in the pool here. 99 cards is the size of your commander deck. 37 of which, most cases, not all, are lands, leaving you 62 cards in your deck for non-land cards. And in those land cards, you're playing 7 to 12 mana ramps and 7 to 12 draw cards. Plus, you got to run removable ripes and stuff like that. But we're talking about the things that build up consistency. And when you try to build up the same mana cost and value and stuff in this small number, because 62 is a lot smaller number than 99 now, right?
yeah.
And 99 lands, you can fix your mana base to be perfect, or you can fix your mana ramp to help you perfect your lands. And that's all budgetary separation, but like at the same time, you can keep going and figure it out. Game Bob says, I'm okay with falling behind. I think Watsy's pushing this on us with a piece of release to try to get more of my money. I refuse. Oh my lord, we're not even talking about that.
I think that's good, but I also feel like if your opponents are, and this depends on your play group, if you've got a pod that you play with consistency and you're all on the same page, but if you choose not to ramp up, Bob, I feel like you possibly would lose more games. I don't know what your personal strategy style is, and maybe you don't feel that way. So I feel like I'm not going to say that you need to be aware of it. Obviously, you would be aware of it. But I feel like if you don't modify your decks, it would lead to a lot more losses, and maybe you'll feel bad. Maybe that's not how you feel. Maybe you choose pieces in the game that are going to allow you to interact with people more, or in fact disrupt the game more. So I mean that becomes another style choice and stuff, and then I think you need to build to that. You need to build to disruption.
Well, yeah, disruption is a thing, but today's episode is called Deck Memory. So, what, like I expressed in the description, you can have a deck list of cards. Like, I'm not saying you will do this, or this is something you do, but it's something you can do, especially if you're a newer player.
Yep.
You could literally have a list of your entire deck right next to you on the table, just sitting there. You could draw cards, mark each one off that you have in your hand, and start calculating what's in your deck. You can calculate what to expect. You can just calculate the percentages. Like if I were to do something like this, I'd have everything numbered in groups, like my mana ramp, draw, removal, and so on and so forth. Then I can basically learn to percentage out the idea of what cards to expect. But deck memory is like there'd be like games we're playing, and I know I throw myself in the toss here, but like I calculate the amount of board wipes in like a certain deck, and I'm like, well, it's been this long without a board wipe. I should be saying a board wipe in the next card or two, and I get pretty good at that. Not all the time, you know. There's a little bit of chaos, but you know, I if you know me well enough, there's a board wipe somewhere. It's not a crutch, by the way.
Yeah. Who said that? What are you talking about?
Really?
I probably was referring to myself more than anybody else. So I've more than once at LGS I've been accused of doing board wipe tribal. So
and well, the go for the idea though is like when I do deck techs, I always break it down into things like for example, I got an prime example right here. Boom. I break it down like this. Now, you know, your numbers don't have to be this way, but like, I can have the mana ramp and draw in 12, or sometimes I separate mana ramp and draw as two different things, varying how they work in the deck. I have the removal spells in its own category. I have the board wipes in its own category, and I tell you how much I'm running in that deck. And I go down through different ways the deck's built, right? And that's because the percentage rate of certain cards is will tell you when to expect them. And that helps deck memory. Like you can be playing a game and you're like, you know, I have like 12, 13 removal spells. I should see that like every 7 cards. So I should be receiving one like two turns or 1 turn, you know, based off the randomness. But when you break down a deck and are able to play it, able to understand it, the more you're able to expect certain cards in your hand. Like my dragon deck has so much removal in it, it even makes the Tybalt twiddle a little. So much removal. What was it, like 13 pieces of removal in that deck alone?
Is that single card removal or both?
Single card and board wipes.
Okay.
Right? And those are 2 different numbers, by the way. So 13 single target.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So like there's a lot of things, and that's because I'm running a 5-color deck. My ramp's kind of iffy, so I want to be able to guarantee I can remove something from the board wipe. In fact, the removal in the dragons deck, I took a lot from my old Atraxa deck, because it targeted permanents, just non-land permanents and stuff altogether, right? Because I want to be able to answer certain things so my game can go. But what I'm getting at though is the numbers of spells in this deck are built and designed in ways I can guarantee to have removal or board wipe in some way. Because 5-color dragons is kind of hard to navigate, especially when a couple of the rocks I'm running only work on creature spells, right? And that's the key thing. It's like when you have mana rocks in your deck, when you have mana rocks, I'll get to that question in a second. When you have mana rocks in your deck, you got to be careful what the words are or have them in there on purpose. Because some mana rocks that cost 2 mana will tap for a mana that your opponent controls, or add in 1 mana of your choosing to you control. Or in my case, a couple of the rocks one taps for 2 mana, 1 taps for 1 mana, but it's for creature spells only. And they're in the deck because they're 2 mana, you know, to keep up that consistency of ramping. So I want those dragons out there. But I got a lot more spells to play than just dragons. Alonel says, do you want 12 mana ramp card draws together or 12 each? Well, honestly, Lone Wolf, that's up to you. Right? Like if in my perfect world, run 10 mana ramp and 8 to 10 draw. But do that based on the deck you're working for, the colors of your deck. Yeah.
Do you count discount as ramp? If all your red spells cost 1 colorless less, do you think of that as, or do you tackle that as something separate?
Well, so to be completely honest about the discount things, I only calculate that as ramp because Architect says so. I don't like the idea because I don't like the idea very much, but it is ramp because it's pushing your lower mana curve a little more, so you're getting discounts on your spells to get them to cost cheaper. So it is technically a ramp, you know. But like, take that as you will, because like in my dinosaur deck, I have all the ramp I want. Plus, I have a couple discounts in one of my decks. So not only am I ramping, I'm getting that additional ramp. You know, I mean, that's almost like asking, does Birds of Paradise count as a ramp, right?
Yeah. Right.
You know, the only thing about discounts I don't like as much as regular mana dorks is the discounts usually don't count for colors unless you're playing from Odyssey or that time frame. You know, because there are times back in the day they're like, we're gonna make spells cost color less.
Right.
Mm-hmm. I don't know where Bob mostly plays, but I know he likes to play Commander Raids.
I know. I'm curious to, whether you play at an LGS, Bob, or whether you have a pod that you play with. If you play raids, that's one thing. But I'm wondering, because I'm also thinking about how much the brackets will affect any one individual, and if it pushes you in a direction that you don't necessarily want to go and you're actively fighting against it, do you build your decks with these inclusions, knowing that you can slow play them if necessary? Because that's where I'm at. Kind of, I want to build a competitive, strong deck. I'm not looking to play CEDH, and I'm not necessarily looking to push it past casual. But I feel like if you wind up with even one person in the mix that is going for the win, you need to be able to keep up with them. So that's just my personal feeling about building decks and stuff. I can always hold back if the game is going well and we're having fun and we're talking, then I can pull back and I don't need to play hard. But I do also feel that my deck needs to be able to go from 0 to 60 in a single turn if it's called for.
Right. Game Up says he plays with friends.
Okay.
Yeah, the other day on the live, he's telling me he got his daughters into the game. They're starting to play Magic, so he's teaching them and helping them out too. That's pretty cool.
Cool.
But still going on. Like what we're talking about doesn't care about casual. That's a player preference, right?
Right.
It's like the other day when he was talking about game theory, the mathematical problem, budget can be part of that equation, right? Like the budget is based on the person building the deck, but the equation's there for the person trying to figure out the best choices for the deck. Here, deck memory is not about if you're casual or not. It's about knowing how consistent your deck is and how it should play, or how you consume it play. You know?
And I think another hidden benefit from this is the fact that if you know, the better you know the deck, the more fun you're going to have, because you're going to know consistency. Like I said, if you build in the deck the memory of the cards that are coming, even if they're on the one hand, I worry about the fact that like you're going to wind up playing the same deck over and over again, or you're going to wind up with the same lines of play. But by the same token, I feel like if your deck doesn't have to win consistently, if you know how it's going to operate, you can still have fun with that. Does that make sense?
Right. So, like, I understand what you're saying. Like having decks that pretty much like have a shell played to your play style, and sometimes that changes based on what you're doing. Sometimes it's different.
It's going to change on the commander too.
Right, and it also changes on the colors you're playing.
Right.
Some colors are harder on ramp. Some cards are harder on draw. MG Game Bob says, I think the environment has changed from truly casual to more competitive. For me, that takes away from the ultimate purpose of games, having fun. Well, I won't disagree on you because I feel like people are trying to break the bracket system.
Yeah, I have to agree with that also.
If winning equals fun, then 3 out of 4 people in Commander game are not having fun.
Right.
Well, the truth is, if someone's going to win, there has to be losers. Right? That's the truth. Like, so based on the intent, have the conversation before the game on what kind of game you want. And if you don't, then you're unpleasantly surprised. But then again, deck memory is about building decks that kind of have a built-in core memory, right? Like, not saying decks have like a basic memory, like I remember playing this way last time. No, but the consistency build is like, oh, this deck can play this certain way, like your mana ramp, draw, removal, scrying. The other one I can't think of right now that's like scrying but throws in the graveyard.
Well,
Surveil, yeah, Surveil. Having ways to top deck control, having Sensei's Divining Top, which they need to reprint that card again. Sensei's Divining Top, having cards like that is good ways to control your top deck. Another card I like to play as like a pseudo Sensei's Divining Top. It's like $40 right at the moment. Maybe it could have gone up. But there was a time it was $20, so it also needs another reprint. Is Sylvan Library for green decks, where you draw 3 cards, but you can put 2 back on the top of your library. Having top deck control is really good with that too. Having good draw and consistency is really good for your deck building, because what it does is the consistency builds repetition, and when you have a good consistent theme and you're trying to build into the same thing, you basically go. Turn one, I play land, maybe Soul Ring. Turn 2, play a Mana Rock, if nothing. Turn 3, you're doing something, and if you can consistently kind of do that with your theme, your deck kind of has a memory when everything kind of flows the same way. Especially when you try to keep.
sorry.
Why? Are you waiting for a phone call?
I could have swore I had it on the sound, but somehow
You derailed this train of thought.
no idea.
So what I'm saying though is like when you have consistent behaviors in a deck, if you want to call them behaviors, like certain cards that are basically habitual to the deck's theme, that you can kind of consistently do things in turn order. Like imagine being able to do the same thing over and over again multiple times in a game just to get your thought process played out in the strategy that's being played out in the theme that you're playing towards. That is what deck memory is about. It's about being able to repeat itself, have to do the same kind of thing, having the ability to be like, oh, I know what's in the deck, my memory's in the deck, the percentages are there. Percentages are a big thing. Like percentage of certain type of things, right? Like if you have a huge percentage of removal spells, you're going to see more removal than anything else. If you have a huge percentage of draw spells, you're going to see a huge percentage of that, which means when you build your deck, take care of your idea, take care of your deck, because you don't want to put too many draw spells, because if you're just drawing into more draw spells, then you can see where that's going.
Well, the one thing you've mentioned that really stuck out to me today, and something that I tend to look at going forward, is the idea of having that memory in the deck, having those cards along the line of play, and that giving you an advantage. Again, you're not guaranteed anything.
Right.
There's a lot of variance, but having an idea of what's coming within the next couple of cards, being able to plan out your next couple of turns based on how well you know your deck and what's in there.
Right. Yes. So getting into the percentage of things, like if you know the percentage rate of your cards in your deck and what to expect, you can assume the next draw or two. And that kind of builds deck memory. Like, oh, this is my deck, I should expect it. And everybody played this mill card. Well, and like based on my deck's performance, it's been 15 turns. I should see an Eldrazi by now. You know,
you're not guaranteed to see it, but you should.
Right. You're not guaranteed, but you should. You know, because ironically, when Hillbilly played his mill deck, I almost played my Eldrazi deck, but I went the different route. I wanted to play that deck. Ooh, Bob says, understand your point. Familiar breeds consistency. However, like I said earlier, I'm a bit bored with predictive play. Some people are not. But this is for those people who are trying to refine their decks, because predictive play. Well, that's what, like, one thing you kind of hinted towards earlier. That's what Wizards kind of shooting for, is better, more efficient decks, power creep and stuff like that. But that's because they are getting better. Can't stand watching arena creators predicting what the players' decks play are going to be before they happen. Well, that's part of being a pro player. You got to know the meta and be able to play that.
I think another thing that happens here, and I've definitely experienced it more too, because I went from a place where I had access to play on a regular basis 2 and 3 times a week or more to being in a rural location where I'm locked into playing spell table pretty much only. And so I need my decks to act consistently because I don't have the wide variety of play. So for people like me or other people that are in limited playing circumstances or limited opportunities to play, it's important for you to have some kind of consistency within your deck so that you can still enjoy the game. Even if you can't win it, you can still enjoy it. So I do think it's an important skill to have.
Game Up says it breeds such a narrow play experience that makes 99% of all cards completely useless. It sometimes feels like that, and I understand where you're getting at. That's why bracket 3 and 4 are getting confusing, and competitive commanders getting confusing because you don't need game changers to make a deck play like a bracket 4. You know, like that's why it feels like people are breaking the system. But anyways, my friends, it is time to get to the time of the day.
No, not yet. It's so soon.
So soon.
Hit that subscribe button. Become a part of the creep.
Too much to take. So it's lit. MTG3, are you game? Rise, creep, rise, building a following as we gain. Spitting fire like a dragon, no one can bring us down. MTG3 in the house, we own this town. Ripping through the beats with a fury.
Woo! Look at my screen. It's trying to do something.
Every time it goes through that other camera.
All right. But anyways. Oh, well, it's been awesome, everybody hanging out today. I can't believe how fast today went. It went really quick. Good conversation. It was filled. I hope you guys got to learn something. Learn something new. Get some knowledge in there about percentages. Like if I would have thought about it, I should have made a percentage list, but I don't have time during the weekends because I spend the time with the wife.
No, I think that's good. And like I said, I definitely took away from this the idea or the plan to look at my decks based on how what the next couple of turns might be and stuff based on what's in there. And I think something else that's important to mention is the fact that for any new player or anybody that's getting into Commander or what have you, you don't have to do this all at once. You can start making small steps. And, maybe instead of trying to build your entire deck from scratch, think about these things as you upgrade your precons that you start with. You don't have to do this all at once. And the best thing you can do is, well, I'm going to say tune into shows like this, but, listen to other people, talk to other people, and get other people's insights and stuff. Don't take them all. Don't believe everybody. Don't take everything at face value. But I think you need to listen to other ideas also. To either more firmly establish what you think or maybe open yourself up to some other ideas also.
Oh, yeah.
Run 98 board wipes, then you're good.
Trust me, I'm tempted. I just need those board wipes cost 2 mana because that's the rest of the deck I got.
98 board wipes is one creature, then that way you have a win.
Well, my commander will be a land too, so
There you go.
But anyways, really quick, I wanted to say that's why I created the idea of the scope where you count your land, mana ramp, remove spells, and board wipes. So they help kind of clock your deck. Clocking your deck is teaching how fast your deck will go, how fast it'll maneuver. Clocking your deck is basically saying, based on the mana curve and everything and what you're running, you should be able to play it on time. Playing a card on time is being able to play the card for its mana cost value on time. Like if you have a 5-drop, you should be able to play that on turn 5, right? Where mana ramp overclocks your deck technically, because if you play a 5-turn on turn 4 or 5 mana value spell on turn 4, then you're playing it faster than being on time. All right. With that, let's get into the shill section, thrill section. Let's let Tabal shill his madness.
All right, so go to darkritual.site to find everything Tybalt's Apprentice there. You can find my blog, you can find my store, you can find the Arcane Nexus, you can find everything in one spot. The Instagram account, I think, is linked there too. So just go there, check that out. Also on YouTube, you can see a very cool video, as we alluded to earlier in the show, that I filmed with MTG Hillbilly, talking about his Mothman deck. And so look forward to more of those coming in this next year.
Nice,
Cool.
nice.
This year.
Sounds awesome. Sounds awesome. And with that, we're going to get to Hillbilly.
Hey, everybody, I finally get to talk today. Nah, just kidding. But anyway, today is Monday, so it's also the 5th. I will be doing spoilers today, this afternoon, and I will have a guest on there with me. You only hear the voice, but I'll still have a guest on there with me this afternoon to discuss the spoilers.
Nice, nice.
And also going to try, maybe throw, probably do some arena also around 2 o'clock. And that's all I got planned for today.
All
And
right.
then from now on, after every afternoon stream, from now to the time that we get rolling, we're going to do spoilers on every afternoon.
Man,
Nice.
that's going to turn into a year-long process.
Well, from what I heard on the grapevine, they're going to be dropping all these spoilers pretty dang gone quick.
Good, good. Because like with sets coming out every 2 months, you're going to be looking at spoilers about every day.
Yo, buddy.
All right, everybody. It's Super Fast Tortoise. I want to thank you guys for watching today. You guys rock the world. Thank you for chatting. Gaming Bob, thanks for being there. Lone Wolf and everybody else who's stopped by. Thank you. Tonight at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, I'm going to try to start Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. Try to play that game.
Cool.
Yeah. So I'm hoping. I'm showing you the thumbnail, so hopefully I'll make it a reality today. So that's the thing.
Awesome.
Yeah. With that, I want to thank everybody for being on the show today. Hillbilly Cabal, thank you for being here. Then everybody in chat, thank you for being here. I want to remind you that you guys are awesome, you're amazing, you're loved, that someone's thinking about you. And if you can't say and or do something positive for someone else today, because you might be the change someone needs today. And with that, I want to thank my channel members and subscribers for growing and supporting the channel the way you do. And let's get out of here into the world. I want to thank you, channel members of the channel, for supporting this creep the way you do. You are awesome. And you subscribers, everybody that subscribes, you're doing amazing too. Thank you very much for all that you do. Oh, oops.
Hit that subscribe button.
Start the morning with coffee in your cup. Time to hang out with friends and chat it up. Bring a smile and good luck. Hit that like button and let's chat it up. Good times start with us, you and me. Good morning, welcome to the morning coffee show. Let's talk from in the shell and share good vibes and good times. Friends and friends have been the senses. Let's get a bit sexless. Welcome to the morning coffee show, where we bring good vibes